So continue to drink, so that bless them over the bodies, bless the hands of the Lord. We go out there, bless you today on the Sabbath. Lord, we pray that every word we say honors you today, Lord. We pray that every day is a good day, Lord, and there's no injuries, everybody stay safe. Keep the godly, Lord, around here, and work in this place, Lord. Every word we say, we hope to honor you, and in Jesus' name we pray.
Welcome to Panther Arena. I'm Scott Reed, Athletic Director for your Cabot Panthers. Let me introduce our coaches. High school boys head coach Logan Bailey and assistant coach John White. High school girls head coach Jay Cook and assistant coach Carson Gill. Junior High North boys head coach Tim Lawrence and assistant coach Tyler Hill. Junior High North girls head coach Darby Phillips and assistant coach Randy Mazar. Junior High South boys head coach Jeremy Halbrook and assistant coach Jimmy Prowse. And Junior High South girls head coach Tim Jones and assistant coach Victoria Ashley. Also, head athletic trainer Jason Cates and assistants Jennifer Asbury, Chad Burke, Holly Rush, and Keith Shireman. These are your 2023-2024 basketball coaching staff. We hope you enjoy your time with us tonight, and as always, go Panthers!
Hello and welcome back to High School Hoops. Thank you for joining us tonight to watch the Cabot Panthers play the Jonesboro Hurricane. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colton Hennessy, and beside me, your color commentator,
Carson Cook. The Panthers come into the game 7-13, and the Hurricane coming into the game 11-9. Jonesboro has dominated in Panther Arena last year, winning 58-43. We're in for a matchup here tonight.
and it will be Jonesboro off the tip. And the Hurricane setting up the offense, looking to score on their first possession of the game. This Jonesboro Hurricane team has been elite all year long, and there's an offensive foul early on in this game, an illegal screen.
Yeah, you know, and that's huge for the Panther confidence, as we've seen them struggle at the beginning of games against teams that are good like the Hurricanes.
And here we see the Panthers setting it up, working the ball around the perimeter, heavily contesting Jermaine Christopher on that wing. Goddard wants to get it set up. Hines to attack the basket, gets stripped, and it will be Jonesboro basketball.
And I was just talking about good ways to start the game with a turnover. Well, there's another one for the Hurricanes.
As now we see C.J. Larry to take the ball up the court for Jonesboro. Larry to the corner. A tough drive and a nice bucket. Kellen Smith raises above the defense for the easy lay.
But you like to see Grant Goddard getting up there with them, as size for this Panther team has been a struggle all throughout the season. You're not seeing much of a difference here tonight, and that's a good sign if you're a Panther fan.
And speaking of that size, there's Goddard banging inside for a nice bucket to even it up at 2 apiece.
And we mentioned about last year's matchup, Jonesboro winning 58-43. Everything was just about even except for the steals. Jonesboro had 3 times as many as the Panthers, sitting at 3 and 9 steals apiece. The Panthers are looking to change that and see if they can get a couple takeaways this game.
Then we saw a nice defensive possession early on, and that last possession for the Hurricane capped off by a layup from Luke Baltz, who I expected to take the 3. He was wide open, didn't, chose against it, drove with the left and put it in over the defense, as now Jermaine Christopher goes to the line after his attack to the basket, knocking down his first.
And you know, maybe that's just a lack of confidence, as that'll come back to bite you, and Jermaine Christopher makes him pay.
Christopher knocking down both free throws. It's crucial that he shoots a high percentage from there, as he gets there so often. And another good defensive possession from the Panthers, forcing a travel. Tough closeout by Parker Hines. Just didn't put the ball on the floor.
And you know, that's nice. We like to see the Panthers getting a couple turnovers early, as we know they've struggled on the offensive side of the ball with turnovers.
Now we see Hall up top, gets it to Tripp. Now Jermaine wants to attack, can't get around the defense, ball deflected out of bounds. It will be Jonesboro possession off the hand of Tripp Dyer.
And yeah, you know, that one was very obvious, but Tripp Dyer wanted to sell it anyway. We might as well give him an Oscar, Colton.
Now we see C.J. Larry looking to distribute, gets it to the corner. The stop and pop 3 is good, but he moved his feet before the shot. That one's gonna come back and eat away at Chris Stacy's confidence.
The stop and pop shooter not stopping enough, as he'll get a travel call in the corner, and that's huge for this Panther team's confidence.
Hall looked like he wanted to take a shot. Well contested, but there's Grant Goddard laying it up, puts it in. Beautiful bucket from Goddard on the cut.
And that's where Goddard has excelled all season. Despite the size matchups he's had to face, he's got to the rim efficiently and effectively all year.
And there's going to be a foul, completely unintentional and a bit lazy from Tripp Dyer. Not necessary in the possession, only hurts the Panthers, doesn't help their cause whatsoever. As Jonesboro setting up the offense. He'll drive, another shot. This time he keeps his feet on the ground, and there's a 3 from Chris Stacy.
Yeah, he got the travel call on him the first time, but he'll knock down the second one just as nicely, and finally he's got 3 for himself.
Goddard on the attack, gets his man in the air, but there will be a walk called on Grant Goddard.
And Jonesboro is going to have an opportunity to get up early, sitting at 7-6 right now. They really could run away with it here in the first.
And C.J. Larry looks at his coach for the play. He's been an outstanding distributor all season. Elects against a three. A pull-up jumper is no good, but fouled on the shot. Chris Stacy now goes to the line.
You know, in a questionable call there, even with the contact, there wasn't a hand in sight from Parker Hines, but a nice acting job from on number 2.
And Panther Arena getting very loud ahead of the free throw. Chris Stacy knocks it down.
And we haven't seen Stacy miss a shot all game until now, as soon as I say it.
As the free throw will not fall. The Panthers looking to push the tempo. Christopher hands it off to Goddard. As the offense seems to be slowing down some, Goddard wants to attack. Out to Dyer. Dyer with the dribble handoff. Hines on the wing, gets it back out. The Panthers look to set it up again. This motion offense is still yet to create an open look. As Christopher says, I'll do it myself, hands it off to Hall, and the and one by Braden Hall.
And wow, Jermaine Christopher knew he didn't have an easy layup there. Instead of taking an acrobatic one, he dishes it out to his teammate Braden Hall. A beautiful pass.
What a play from the Panthers. It seemed like they weren't going to get a shot off before the shot clock. Christopher goes to work and gets his teammate an open look at the rim. Wow, look at this Panther offense.
And that might just be what Braden Hall needed, as we've seen him struggle from the line and shooting in general all year. That tough layup and then the shot from the line might just be exactly what Braden Hall needs.
And there's a nice shot break from Myrion Taylor to get Tripp off the ground and get a nice look at a layup. And ooh, Grant Goddard with a nice pass into the paint. Tripp goes up, tough post fade, won't go. The little baby hook on the block did not get the friendly roll.
And this Jonesboro defense has been scrappy all night. Like we said that possession before on Braden Hall's three-point play, it looked like they weren't going to get it off, and Tripp Dyer didn't have much of a nice shot there.
And the deep three from Chris Stacy is off left. He gets his own rebound and puts it up and in. Chris Stacy following his shot and getting 2 more.
And you know what? That's the embodiment of a hooper. He knew exactly where that ball was going to miss and how bad it felt. He went and got his own rebound, and he made himself a play.
Yeah, you know what they say, Carson. The shooter is the one who knows where his shot is going, knew exactly where that was going. Some people just know about basketball. My goodness. They will call a walk on Grant Goddard on what looked like a beautiful move in the post.
And you know what? Maybe it was a walk, maybe it wasn't, but it sure was beautiful, as Grant Goddard is having himself a game so far.
Yeah, and these refs making sure to watch the feet of these players tonight. The walk has been a common call all night long. And there is going to be a blocking foul called on Owen Swanson. He didn't get his feet set. And as soon as Chris Stacy comes out of the game, he comes back in. Looking for somewhere to get the ball into. He gets it down low to his big man. Posting up, Grant. Grant tries to sell a charge, no call, good no call right there. And Christopher to set up this Panther offense down 5.
I mean, it just seemed a lot closer than 5, did it not? This game has been electric so far from both sides of the ball. And Braden Hall, trying to make it even more so, won't be able to.
And that was a great defense from the Hurricane. And great ball movement on the other end. Couldn't secure the ball. Panthers running in the fast break. Braden Hall wants to attack. Swanson in the corner for three. Won't go. Jonesboro now looks to push the pace as Chris Stacy pulls up right in the face of Swanson off the side of the backboard, and the student section's gonna let him hear it. He gets his own miss, puts up a shot, and it won't go.
And yeah, you're talking about the student section. I saw 4 or 5 kids scream when he hit the backboard. That's not something you want if you're Chris Stacy, and he'll get the foul call anyways, but his confidence at an all-time low after that shot.
Clear frustration from Coach Bailey calling a timeout.
And we'll catch you back after the timeout. And welcome back from the timeout as Chris Stacy will go to the line for 2. And no good is Chris Stacy. We've seen him miss 2 in a row from the line.
Second, won't go. And an offensive rebound. Jonesboro now swinging around the perimeter. Stacy's gonna take another 3. That one won't go.
And just wow, that's 5 in a row for Stacy off.
And Christopher going to work down low. Goddard now up top. He'll drive. He gets a good look at a layup. Won't fall, but there's a blocking foul down low. 2 shots for Grant Goddard.
And the Panthers have done so good from the line as of recent. Last year, not so much. In the same game, they shot only 73% collectively from the line. Again, in their last matchup against Jonesboro, this is a whole different team now, though, and hopefully a whole new percentage.
And speaking of a whole different team, Wyatt Phillips checks into the game. Only a sophomore last year, never saw the floor in a varsity matchup. And here he is making an impact, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah, and talking about the percentage from the free throw line, we're at 100 right now. The Panthers are looking to keep that up as it's been so fundamental to their game.
As Jonesboro will drive a tough layup. The up and under is good, and he will go to the line for 1 more.
And immediately as he gets in, Coach White takes Wyatt right back out.
And it seemed like Hall just needed a breather, and wow. I don't know that I've ever heard it this loud at Panther Arena.
And not able to handle it is the Hurricane.
And that's been a common theme all night long. The Hurricane have shot very poorly from the free throw line. The Panthers elect for the last shot. Christopher will set it up inside 5 seconds. Christopher wants to attack. They'll go up, gets it up last second, and it falls. What a move from Christopher to get a bucket right before the buzzer.
And just like that, folks, it's right back down to 3, and the Panthers are within 1 possession.
And Carson, what a game we're seeing from both sides. And what it seems like is the shots are falling for the Panthers, but they've turned the ball over so much early in this game. It seems if they would just limit their turnovers some more, they would have the lead.
Yeah, and again, we always have to go back to turnovers. I've mentioned it before. In their last matchup, Jonesboro tripled the amount of takeaways that Cabot had. Tonight, they've got the same amount here, but it feels like it's slipping away.
Yeah. The Panthers have definitely struggled, especially keeping their feet down. It seems like on both ends, the travel has been a very common call throughout that first quarter. I'm sure both coaches are making that a point to their team.
Exactly. I mean, it's just such a big part of the game. You would think it got cut out from a lot of these players' games, and so far, not so lucky.
And the Panthers have been elite whenever they're actually getting the ball up for shots. Unfortunately, that just hasn't happened, and there's a great find. The Panther offense putting together a beautiful possession, a great find from Swanson on the cutting Grant Goddard.
Yeah, 2 words, ball and movement. That has been incredible for the Panthers as of lately, and it's really changed up their game.
And we hear Panther Arena chanting defense, and there's another 3. That one won't go. It seems that Chris Stacy chucking up 3s does not work too well for Jonesboro.
Yeah, you know, Chris Stacy came out and made his first 2 threes. The first one didn't count because of a travel call, and he's sat at 3 points this whole time. A career low for Chris Stacy right now, is we haven't seen him shoot this bad in a while.
Yeah, Stacy's definitely been struggling. He's taking contested looks, though. It seems like if he might get an open shot, he'll be able to convert. Swanson now cutting through the defense, gets it to Christopher in the corner. Christopher doesn't use the screen. He'll go up and dunk all over the defense. Oh my goodness, Jermaine Christopher!
And you just can't teach that. Jermaine Christopher, up and over, elevate Christopher, and go get you one.
And we're going to be talking about that one for a long time. How does this Panther team even get back on defense? Right there, forcing a turnover. Hall in transition, he'll go to work, and he loses the ball out of bounds, but my goodness, Jermaine Christopher.
I mean, that's a big-time play from the star-studded point guard, Jermaine Christopher. He buries it over the Hurricane defender and lets him know after. The student section still in awe, and I think I am too, Colton.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, Carson. Not in person, and I've attended many a college basketball games. Day 2 is a special sight to see. And Carson, I think we're going to be talking about that till the end of time. How did Jermaine Christopher pull that off?
Yeah, that's just definitely something that goes on the highlight reel, if not for Jermaine Christopher, for all of Cabot, as that just spectacular.
And Jonesboro trying to shake that off. Obviously, that's what the timeout was for. Luke now will drive, gets poked from behind. And Christopher can't secure the ball as it goes out of bounds.
And he's got a big old smile on his face as he knows what he just did. And unfortunate that he knocks it out of bounds, but he's still living off that high.
I don't know how you couldn't. I'd be thinking about that. I mean, I'm telling my kids about that, my grandkids, and if I get to see them, my great-grandchildren. That was just unbelievable. Christopher with a skip pass to the corner. Swanson for 3. Off the front of the rim, it won't fall. Rebound, Jonesboro. And Baltz swings it to the corner. The 3 is off. Rebound secured by Goddard.
Yeah, and Chris Stacy just has to learn to distribute. We know you're a shooter, Stacy, but it's not working tonight.
And Hall hits nothing but air on his deep 3-point attempt. There's Goddard on the drive. Unfortunately, just left the layup a little bit short. Wouldn't fall. And now Stacy, a push-off, gets away with it. Stacy will take another 3, and it won't go. This is a record low percentage for, I think, any player that I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's won and just about everything else. It's bad for Chris Stacy today, and he's going to have to learn to distribute if he wants his team to come out with a W here in Panther Arena. And there he goes. Checking out is Chris Stacy.
And there will be an over-the-back called on Taylor as Christopher, the distributor. He'll drive, baseline, gets it to Swanson in the corner. Swanson will drive, goes up, tough layup, won't go. He grabs his own board, he gets it out to Goddard.
Tough play from Owen Swanson.
Swanson in the corner for three. It won't go. A great look for Owen Swanson, just couldn't get it to fall. And Bolts now will drive on Colton Rosenbaum, and there's a foul called on Rosenbaum for playing good defense. Interesting.
Yeah, you know, Braden Hall gave the ref a look. He didn't know what was going on either. I don't think anybody else in the arena does. But, man, let's talk about Owen Swanson. 0 for 3 from the arc, but playing as tough as ever. I'd like to see it.
And that was a great move by C.J. Larry. And Panther fans are wanting to travel. Christopher gets it to Hall in the corner for three. That one won't go. Another good look on another nice skip pass from J2.
Hey, you know, and those shots just have to fall for you to win games, especially a small ball team like the Panthers. And you've seen Jermaine Christopher get the ball to his teammates. The teammates just going to have to sink one every once in a while.
It's now Jonesboro setting it up. Going to work on Jermaine Christopher, and a nice bucket by CJ2.
And you know, that's a 4-0 run for Jonesboro. Not too much, but it feels like it's slipping a little bit from the Panthers. And Jermaine Christopher's pass goes to the feet of Parker Hines, and Hines isn't able to get to it.
And what you love to see is Christopher taking initiative, admits it's on him, and Coach Bailey really frustrated with how his team has been playing. Just too many turnovers. It's been a lot of sloppy possessions for the Panthers.
Yeah, you know, and after that momentum shifting dunk from Jermaine Christopher, you really thought the Panthers were going to start running away. As the Canes started struggling, the Panthers also started struggling.
Jonesboro looking to capitalize off the struggles. The Hurricane for three won't go. Another offensive rebound on this small Panther team, and there's going to be a foul called. That one goes against Trip Dyer.
And the students section is letting number 23 know that they think that one's a flop and he shouldn't be at the line.
And Taylor now goes to the line. He'll have 2 free throws. And he gets a friendly bounce. Knocks down the first one off the front of the rim. The second free throw is up. It will fall as well. Panthers now trail by 5 once more. Hall now. Finds Hines. Hines working around the perimeter, gets it to Hall. Panthers running this motion offense that they love so much. And there's Rosenbaum with a nice left-handed layup. Believe it or not, that guy actually shoots the ball with his right hand.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to tell after that nice layup. It was a good move at the perimeter. Opened up a wide open lane that I think only Colton Rosenbaum saw.
Beautiful play by the Panther offense as they're keeping this game close. As there's Hall. He'll drive, and a nice layup in the fast break.
And Braden Hall on the layup. That was number 10, C.J. Larry, trying to get the steal.
Panthers talking some things over here in this timeout. Only down 1. If this game has been a game of runs, it seems like Jonesboro goes up by 5 or 6, and the Panthers find their way back, and then Jonesboro makes another run, usually coming out of a timeout. And here the Panthers will look to squash that from happening once more.
And you know, if the goal is to keep it close, and the Panthers are winning right now, but I don't think that's Coach Bailey's game plan. Is they're going to have to get ahead at some point in this game, gain a little bit momentum, and keep the ball rolling to get ahead of this Hurricane team.
Yeah, and it seems like every game this Panther team played at the beginning of the season was a close one. No matter who they played, doesn't matter the talent level, the Panthers were always in close contests. As they're just trying to break that script. As Hines playing tough defense. Luke on the drive, swings it out. The 3, way off. And apparently it's legal to tackle in basketball now.
Yeah, you know, that might just not be Taylor's first sport, basketball, and he's got the other one in him a little bit.
It reminds me of a Chris Leaks from last year, very physical post player, as now Jonesboro will go in transition. And the layup is no good. Another missed shot from Chris Stacy, and the Panthers will set it up with 1.5 minutes left in this first half. Hall in the corner for 3. It won't go. Straight to Dyer. Dyer is fouled down low. He'll go to the line for 2.
And Parker Hines in pain after guarding that layup. Gives a thumbs up to Coach Bailey, but I don't think he's all good, as he's gonna relish these free throw attempts. Gives him a chance to calm down and maybe get some nerves back.
Yeah, it seems like Hines took a shot, maybe to the stomach. He's definitely feeling it. He might be coming out of the game for Vance. Not sure. Tripp knocks down the second of his 2 free throws. And sure enough, Nate Vance, the junior, will take Parker Hines' place.
And you know, I don't think the thumbs up fooled Coach Bailey. And Parker Hines will get him a bit of a rest.
And it's well deserved. He's been playing great defense all night long. Hasn't been able to find a shot. Ball deflected out of bounds. And will go off Taylor.
And Marion Taylor has been extremely physical all game. One of the best postmen probably in the state. As very aggressive and nice play from Taylor.
And Christopher just chunks up a pass, turns it over. And Jonesboro will have a side out of bounds just inside a minute. And you wonder if in this set, Jonesboro will be looking for a 2-for-1. Getting a shot off quickly here. Deciding against it, it seems.
You know, the Hurricanes are very confident in their defense. They think they can get a stop on the Panthers in their 1 possession before half, trying to drain the clock out. Unfortunately for them, they won't be able to.
And Marion Taylor called for an illegal screen. You have to have your feet shoulder width or closer in. He looked like he was lunging side to side. As the refs are going to call that each time. Goddard trying to find Christopher. He does. And Christopher with a nice layup off a beautiful feed from Goddard. The shot clock is off. Seems like Jonesboro is looking to push the pace, slowing it down now.
And to anybody else, that pass would have been just a little bit too late, but Jermaine Christopher able to elevate over defenders and get himself 2 to make it 24-24 before this last possession from the Canes.
As Baltz will set the screen. Baltz now on the attack, lowers a shoulder. And I guess that's going to be a foul on Colton Rosenbaum. Apparently taking a hit straight in the chest is now a foul on the defender.
And you know it may not be the worst thing for Rosenbaum to get that foul call as it slows down the momentum from the Hurricanes, and it looked like they had an open lane at a layup. Now they're going to have to pull off a shot with 2.1 seconds left.
Yeah, and another foul called on the Panthers. That one's going to make it very difficult. Rosenbaum will check out for Dyer.
Coach Bailey trying to get some size down there in the post.
As the three is up, nice closeout from Christopher to make it tough, and the shot is off. The game is tied 24 apiece, and we will be back for the second half.
Cabot High School represents the Cabot High School dance team.
We got to sit the circle on the floor and knock off.
At this time, please welcome the Panther Arena, the 2023-2024. And we're going to score 36
No, but we don't do that. haul us for cash? You didn't like that. Oh, did you? Grant, did you haul us for cash? Did you haul us for cash? No. Oh, 4.
Arkansas School Board Recognition Month. This month-long observance is an excellent opportunity for the Cabot School District and community to build a stronger understanding of the crucial role school boards play. Board members are elected volunteers who give countless hours of their time to ensure the success of our students. Please join us in recognizing our 7 outstanding school board members. Sarah Owen, President. Joe Trusty, Vice President. Dr. James Herzog, Secretary. Pam Clem, Marvin Jones, Kevin Tipton, and Corey Williams. We are grateful to our Cabot School Board members for their leadership and commitment to our students and staff. Thank you for your service and hard work to ensure the Cabot School District is the best district in the state.
And go Panthers!
As Jonesboro, welcome back to the second half of Cabot Panther basketball. I was so excited I wanted to get into it right away without an intro. Jonesboro will have it to start off the second half. And the three is up from Stacy, and it won't fall. Building a house with all of these bricks. As Dyer tries to hand it off to Hines. Apparently the ball touched out of bounds.
Yeah, and like you were saying, we were just itching to get back into this table. I mean, Jermaine Christopher with a tone setter earlier. Very, very impressive the way he elevated over that man and got himself his first poster of the season.
I mean, truly unbelievable. I don't think that we're only going to be seeing that on CHTV. That might go on SportsCenter Top 10. That was truly unbelievable. As the pull-up jumper is off, and Hall, man, I want to see him get up like that on the offensive end.
Yeah, and we know he can. He's just slowed down quite a bit here at home later in the season. But earlier in the season, man, Braden Hall was an absolute weapon. We're hoping to see him get back to that old self, and Jonesboro with a boneheaded play.
As it seemed like the turnover was certain, but Taylor just chunks it off the feet of his own player trying to hit Hall. As Goddard to inbound. He gets it to Christopher to set up the offense. Christopher picks up his dribble, gets it to Goddard. Now Hall will attack the baseline, gets the ball stripped away. It will stay Panther possession with 9 seconds left in the shot clock.
And the Canes tried to fool the refs by saying it was their ball. No dice for them, and the Panthers regained possession.
Hines now on the attack. Just hits the back iron, won't go. Rebound and looking to push it in transition. You can't run somebody over, sure enough. Jerry Marcus Dyer III with a beautiful charge.
And Myrion Taylor just a little bit too physical. His first call of the game for doing such, and maybe that should be a little bit more often.
Yeah, maybe it was about time. Definitely the most physical player on the court tonight, which is usually a positive. You need somebody on your team that's able to scrap and do the dirty work. That's been Taylor all night long. Unfortunately, it won't benefit as Dyer now called for a sloppy turnover, a foul off the ball, and the Hurricane will have it.
And Myrion Taylor, just have to brag on him a little bit. The hustle he's shown all night, his NBA comparison, probably Dennis Rodman with a plethora of offensive rebounds he's had tonight, giving his team second chances over and over again. But the Canes are just going to have to capitalize better.
And a great defensive stand from this Panther team. You can't extend the arm as CJ Larry did right there. Finally gets called for it as Christopher to take the ball up the court for the Panthers. Hall now uses a screen from Goddard. A scary pass. As now Goddard will post up. Goddard gets it to Christopher. Christopher dribbles it out. Now in the corner. Christopher uses the screen all the way into the corner to Hines. Hines wants to drive. He does a little spin move, a pull-up jumper. My goodness. Is that Parker Hines or Kobe Bryant?
Yeah, Parker Hines, what a shot from the sixth man of the year. Very impressive what he's got to do for this team as of recently, but not so impressive that three from the corner.
And my goodness, Parker Hines, we know he's a great isolation player, and a little bit of miscommunication from the Panthers as Hall will turn the ball over out of bounds. Cabot up by 2 with 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in this third period.
And you know, Braden Hall, the at-home slump has been never-ending as he hasn't hit many shots here on his home court, and that pass just adds to the lack of confidence Hall has had this season.
As great defense from the Panthers nearly creates a turnover. 5 seconds left in the shot clock. A nice drive, but the layup is blown. CJ Larry is going to let that eat at him for the rest of the night. as Christopher dumps it off to Dyer. Dyer gets it out to Hines. Hines for three. Won't go. A good look for Hines. Great to see the confidence from him pulling up.
And the closeout from Stacy was just about as perfect as he could get in the moment. And Parker Hines had to rush it just a little bit too much, and that one's in and out.
And to no one's surprise, Stacy's three is off once more. He's been more passive this second half, at least so far, but the struggles will continue.
And you'd have to imagine that was just a talk from the coach, as Chris Stacy wanted to take every shot he was available for, even when he was missing. He's made one shot all night, yet he refuses to distribute.
And Tripp with a hard foul on Stacy, preventing the layup. Stacy very frustrated with that one. That seemed like a bit of excessive contact, maybe some frustration from Dyer.
Yeah, surprising we don't see the tee after that one, as Tripp Dyer makes Chris Stacy hit the ground hard. But at this level, there is no $1 million man. And I guess if you're going to foul him hard.
Yeah, that does make sense. Stacy's definitely going to think twice before driving, as William Brown will come in for Tripp Dyer.
And Chris Stacy's first free throw is his first shot made in a while.
And sure enough, he knocks down the second after going 1 for 2 from the line earlier. As now Hall trapped. He dishes it into the corner for Hines. Hines will drive, kicks it out to Braden Hall for three, and it's good. Braden Hall knocks it down to extend the Panther lead to 3. And that may just be a confidence booster for the man who needs it most.
And Parker Hines, we saw him take that same jumper earlier. We know he can make it, but he saw Braden Hall on the high percentage 3-ball, and there it goes. Cabot is up by 3, but just one possession still.
And the Jonesboro coach, clearly in frustration, they thought that the ball was deflected, as the Panthers have to get the ball across half court. A 10-second violation, but there is a timeout called just before. And man, a bit of a defensive miscue.
And you know, before the timeout was called, the ref is saying they were out of bounds. I guess we'll have to see after the break.
Goddard now will inbound the ball to Christopher. Christopher finally breaks the half-court line. Christopher gets it in the corner for Hines. He's got a good look at a 3, and he misses it. Great closeout by Stacy, as it seems like defense is where he excels. Definitely not from beyond the 3-point line.
Yeah, you know, we like to see the confidence from Stacy. You can tell he is a shooter, just one of those nights that all players have, and that one is not going to help.
My goodness, Stacy with an air ball as he continues his 3-point struggles, his scoring struggles in general. As Hines wants to attack, he gets it out to Hall. Now Christopher in the corner for 3, and it's good. Jermaine Christopher extends the lead to 6 for the Cabot Panthers.
And you know, the double team type defense that the Hurricanes have been running all game is coming back to bite them, as the Panthers are finally falling from the 3-ball.
And there's a tough layup miss by CJ, Larry, and Christopher now looking to convert on the miss and get a bucket. Christopher will drive baseline. He finds Hall, and Hall gets the friendly bounce on the layup. This Panther offense is firing on all cylinders.
and not so much this Hurricane defense or the offense. The Hurricane are struggling, and what a storm they're in.
The Panthers force a timeout called, up by 8 here. And man, unbelievable.
Bring it back, bring it up, up.
And the Panthers, coming out of this timeout, look to build on the momentum they've already created here in this second half. And Jonesboro looking to change the pace of this game.
But after that run from the Panthers, it's not looking so bright for the Hurricane.
Not at all, as Larry looking to distribute as he has all game long. Chris Stacy gets it back to Larry. The Hurricane distributing the ball throughout the perimeter. The confident looking three is way off, as Rutherford will not be able to knock it down on the wing. And the Panthers look to capitalize. A nice spin move from Christopher, and great ball movement as Hines will attack, and there will be a charge called on Parker Hines. A nice way to set your feet down low.
Very intelligent play, and something the Hurricane really needed at this moment. And just maybe number 22, Brian Knowlton, might be able to change things for the Hurricane.
As it seems like the starting lineup for the Hurricane has not been putting it together. They've been struggling here on the road. As there's a three from Chris Stacy. He finally gets one to go, looking confident as ever, like he just knocked down his 10th one in a row, even though that's his first out of I can't even count how many.
Yeah, I mean, the first one in the second half to fall. Chris Stacy, you might want to pipe down just a bit, or just make the next one.
And here we see Jermaine Christopher wanting the last shot. A great find by Christopher. The up and under layup won't go.
And what a find from Jermaine Christopher. That's just an incredible pass to send William Brown to the line. And on the other side of that play, William Brown not had too many minutes this year in his senior year, looking to make a difference at the line.
As he knocks down his first. We saw Will with back-to-back buckets last game whenever he finally got playing time and some nice defensive possessions. Will knocks them both down. That dude's not only a prodigy in the classroom, he's also a prodigy on the basketball court. As the buzzer-beating three will not fall. Panthers lead by 7 going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and into this fourth quarter, if you're a Panthers fan, there's a lot to be excited about. Not only the fact that you're up 36-29, but the first half dunk by Jermaine Christopher, the shots falling around the perimeter, Christopher's find down low to William Brown to send him to the line, and Brown going 2 for 2, 100% shooting at the line. And the Panthers haven't missed one free throw all game. As I mentioned before, last year, that's part of where they struggled, shooting 73% from the line. This year, it's a different story, and that story starts with 100.
And the record's proving to not be a factor here in Panther Arena. As man, especially here late in this game, the third quarter belonged to the Panthers as they played outstanding basketball on both sides of the floor. And I don't know that I've ever seen ball movement like that for the Panthers, and it was every possession. Truly remarkable.
And you know, a lot of storylines going in to this fourth quarter. Will Chris Stacy be able to take over for this team? Will Jermaine Christopher be able to hold off this Hurricane shooting team? And will the Panthers be able to run away with it here at home for the first time in a while?
And the Panthers look to get it going early and often. Hall will go up, miss the shot, but go to the line for two. And great physicality from the slim Braden Hall.
And you know what? As soon as I said 100%, there goes 99. Braden Hall looking to go 1 for 2 here.
And you can't make them all. Braden Hall knocking down the second one, plays much bigger than that slim frame that he possesses. As now the Hurricane will look to bounce back. As Stacy will drive, kicks it out. Stacy with the deep three. Off once more. Ball deflected out of bounds by the Hurricane, and about 3 Hurricane players go colliding into their own teammates. A bit of friendly fire.
And you know, Stacy really laid out for that one. And it's nice to see him come up with a smile on his face, because he really could have went down on that play. It was very physical.
And Swanson looked like he was going to have a nice look at a 3. Unfortunately, the pass a little bit too high. As Christopher finds Will Brown at the top of the key. Hall not using the screen, kicks it out to the corner for Swanson. Another high pass, won't be able to get a shot up. And there's Will Brown down low. And one, William Brown! Show him your stuff, big fella.
William Brown gets into his last game, gets a couple buckets, goes into this game, has a 3-point opportunity now and a chance at 5 points on the night in his short time on the hardwood.
And I don't know if Will Brown is looking for more minutes. I'd say he deserves them. Will Brown been playing unbelievable as he knocks it down from the line. Consistent, beautiful offense from Will Brown.
And Will Brown hasn't missed a shot yet since he's hit the wood. Incredible.
That's a tough step back 3 is no good, and it seems like the Hurricane are pressing to get a shot. They know that if they can't get one soon, the Panthers will be running away with the win. Christopher.
All the momentum on the Panther side of the ball, up by 11 here at home with one of the louder crowds we've seen this season. The Hurricane discombobulated. They haven't been able to do anything as Braden Hall, deep from 3, smokes it. He buries it, and Braden Hall is finding his stride here late in the conference season.
And Braden Hall knocks it down from way downtown. No bigger shot facing Braden Hall, putting the Panthers up 14, looking to extend this lead to a huge margin as the 3 is off. Jermaine Christopher wants to push it in the fast break. He slows it down. Swanson, deep 3, won't go. A good look for Swanson. Unfortunately, was unable to knock it down. And there's a steal, but a foul is called.
And you can see that Owen Swanson has been struggling from his home beyond the arc. And Colton, I believe if he makes that 3, this game's all but over. The amount of momentum the Panthers have and had and still have is just incredible. We haven't seen him with this much all season. And that 3 ball is no good either.
And we saw Will Brown out of position, able to recover with a nice closeout, forcing the miss. And Christopher looking to set up the offense, gets it to Brown, and more miscommunication. Swanson wanted to attack the basket. Will wanted him to take a shot in the corner. 2 teammates on 2 different pages, but getting things under control. We saw a high 5 at the top of the key on the other end. We know that they will be on the same page next time.
You know, and maybe that's just the lack of maturity from William Brown, or maybe just talk it down to regular old miscommunication, like you said. But nevertheless, the hustle from number 3, Kellen Smith. Incredible for the Canes, and they're going to need a lot more of it to get back in this game.
And there's 3 Panthers trying to make sure that the floor isn't wet where bodies collided. But there was a timeout called by Jonesboro.
Bring it back, bring it up, up.
And the Panthers coming out of this timeout, looking to add on to this lead that with a few more ticks off the clock will be insurmountable for the Hurricane.
You know, it's already an uphill climb, but if the Panthers are able to add to this lead, it's all but over.
And on a play where it seemed obvious there was no body-to-body contact, a foul is called on one of the Cabot Panthers, as Jonesboro will now try to get the ball in from the baseline. Luke will get fouled by Grant Goddard. And that's 2 in a row where Goddard, it seemed, had his hand directly on the ball. Unsure about that one. As the free throw will fall, the free throws will be getting much easier for Jonesboro here on this side where they're not facing the student section.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to make the shots with your back facing the student section, as they played a pivotal role in making the free throw shooters from the Hurricane miss those shots.
As Swanson's 3 once again off the mark. Rosie gets it out to Christopher, who is hounded. Christopher wants to attack, steps back, passes it. What a save from Owen Swanson as Goddard now looks to attack. And the ball nearly sailing out of bounds once more. There's been a lot of miscommunication.
And just sloppy play from the Panthers on that possession. If you're a Panther fan and or Coach Bailey, you're not wanting to see more of that. As you can tell, he's visibly frustrated.
Yeah, just telling his guys to settle down. As now Jonesboro will look to score early and often here, as the Panthers' momentum seems to have been slowed, but Jonesboro just hasn't been able to bury a shot in a long time. As the corner 3 is good, as Luke will knock it down.
Yeah, Luke vaults from the corner. We haven't seen him shoot too much, but recently he's played a pivotal role in trying to climb this Jonesboro team back into the game. We saw starters leave the court and bench members come right back in, and maybe that's just what the Canes needed.
Yeah, it seems like Jonesboro is trying their best to capitalize. Baltz with a nice corner 3. We've seen him be very passive on his attempts, but in warm-ups, it seemed like he couldn't miss from there. And now the Panthers will be trying to work it around the perimeter. Swanson picks up his dribble, needs somewhere to go. Finds Goddard. Goddard will attack. He's got a lane. He goes up and he knocks it down. And one. Grant Goddard fights through the contact and puts 2 on the board, looking for 3.
And you know what? Forget 2. Why not have a 3-point opportunity as the defender not able to set his feet and Grant Goddard going to the line?
And this right here is what they call the old-fashioned 3-point play. Unfortunately, unable to convert. And Jonesboro, now down 12, will look to shrink the deficit. on the attack. The three won't go. Another miss for Chris Stacy as Hall kind of rushed the pass, nearly turned the ball over. Christopher gets stripped by Stacy. Stacy goes up, a tough looking layup on a layup that shouldn't have been that difficult. And a foul. I mean, I don't know who they're calling that one on. Grant Goddard was the only player in the vicinity. Sure enough, he'll take it. And it seems like the Zebra may have put a bet on this game.
You know what? Hopefully not, as maybe he saw something that the rest of the arena didn't.
Yeah,
but Grant Goddard with the hustle, almost getting that rebound, and the impending doom of Jermaine Christopher blocking that layup is what I believe led to the smoke from Chris Stacy on it.
As Kellen Smith unable, or will knock down the three to shrink the deficit to 9. The Panthers looking to extend it even more. Christopher gets it out to Goddard. Goddard now will drive. And they will give him 2 shots at the line, as the defender must not have been set.
You know, it seemed almost like there should have been 2 fouls on that play. Adam Rutherford reaching in a bit too far. It came back to bite him, but Grant Goddard instead will go to the line, and his first one in again, and out.
That one just sat on the rim for what felt like an eternity. Unfortunately, toilet bowls out. Unlucky. The second one, however, nothing but nylon. It's a clutch free throw from Goddard to extend the lead to double digits with just under 2.5 minutes left in this ball game, trying to put the icing on the cake.
You know, just apart from that 9-point lead, the Hurricane hasn't been able to get away from the 10-point deficit. And Grant Goddard puts them right back into that hole.
That's a tough pull-up on the elbow, no good. The offensive rebound, but a hard foul committed by Rosenbaum to deny the chance of an and one. And ooh, man.
You know what? I said his in-game NBA comparison might be Dennis Rodman, but I might want to change my answer. Shaquille O'Neal for the second free throw. That one's off the front iron.
Yeah, no surprise there. You see the form, and you can tell that he's not meant to shoot the basketball, mostly out there for his rebounding and defensive prowess. As the Hurricane looking to swarm the Panthers. Jonesboro finally gets it out, or excuse me, Jermaine finally gets it out. Looking to take as much time off the clock as possible, gets the switch he wants, going to work. Christopher now on the drive, kicks it out to the corner, to the open man Hines for 3, won't go, and another missed shot from 3-point land. Jonesboro now needs to score quick if they want a chance. The floater is off. Hines secures the rebound. The smallest guy out there rebounds the ball over people twice his size. Unbelievable show of athleticism from Parker Hines. The ball is deflected, and there will be a foul on Jermaine Christopher. Chris Stacy hits the deck. Panther fans not happy about that one, but Christopher seems to know he made contact with Stacy, and since Jonesboro is in the bonus, they will have 2 free throws.
And down by 10, the bonus might just play a pivotal role for the Hurricanes, as Chris Stacy is going to have to hit his first 2. He's 2 for 2, not facing the student section, but facing them, he's 1 for 4. Hopefully for Panther fans, the students might be able to get just loud enough to make Stacy think a little bit too long.
And these are going to be the 2 most clutch free throws of Chris Stacy's life. If Jonesboro wants a chance, both of these are going to have to fall. The first one is up, and it goes. Ice water in Chris Stacy's veins, showing that he feels no pressure from this opposing crowd. Stacy for the second one. That one falls as well. And the Panthers facing a full court press, something that they haven't seen much all night long.
We saw him struggle to break it earlier. This time a Hail Mary pass tipped away. And a very, very obvious tip by the Hurricane. Number 1, Adam Rutherford knows it. And finally, the refs confer. And Panther Arena was going to confer with them on the court if they didn't switch that one around.
My goodness, the most obvious tip I think I've ever seen. Ball goes flailing out of bounds in a completely different direction in which it was passed. But the ref said he didn't see it. Christopher now looking to move the ball, wants to attack. He attacks Luke. The ball is stripped. Jonesboro now in the fast break. And a nice left-handed layup. Timeout called by Coach Bailey, down 6, or up 6, excuse me.
CJ Larry to keep his composure and know what he needed to do on that fast break. Very impressive.
Panthers will be looking to get their offense going following the turnover and the fast break layup for the Hurricane. And you got to imagine there's one man that the Panthers will put the ball in the hands of. His name is Jermaine Christopher.
But you know what, Colton? I hate to stray away from the name of Jermaine Christopher, but Grant Goddard has been playing exceptionally well. A nice post move might just make the Panthers run away with it, and Grant Goddard might be the key.
And before they score any points, the Panthers are going to have to get the ball across half court, as the ball is turned over by the man himself, Grant Goddard. Seemed to be getting hacked away at the whole time. In a close game like this, you're never going to get those petty calls.
And we talked about the storyline. 30 left in the game. Chris Story and his offense looking to match it. A tough shot from CJ Larry, and he's taking over here late in the game.
And just when we thought the Panthers might run away with this, they decide to keep it close. Only up 3 now in a game where they led by 10 plus.
And Cabot looking again, once trying to run away with it here. They weren't able to, and their defense is going to have to tighten up, and they're going to have to go to the other side of the court and get at least one bucket. With less than 30 seconds left in the game, CJ Larry has made 2 in a row. He's got 5 quick points to cut the deficit down to 3. And man, it's looking rough out there for the Panther players.
As it seemed like they were going to run away with this game just 2 minutes ago. And now a completely different story facing the Panthers, as the lineup late in this game will be Goddard, Hall, Hines, Christopher, and Rosenbaum.
And just as soon as we were smelling an upset, Jonesboro is showing us why they were the favorite to win this game.
Christopher breaks the press single-handedly, gets the ball deflected away, and you just can't take out a player's legs. That one, the Panthers finally get a call, and it seems like Hall may be in a little bit of pain.
And you know we correlate rough basketball to football so much, Colton. That's a chop block. That's illegal in football as well, and Braden Hall is feeling the effects of it. That's why it's illegal in both sports.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a good open field tackle depending on where the play is made. As Hall unable to sink the first free throw, and the free throw struggles will continue here in the second half.
Yeah, and Braden Hall is going to have to make a play here to put it in a 2-possession lead. That could be huge, and so it is.
Hall showing up big time for the Panthers. And the three is away. That one no good. Another three is hoisted by the Hurricane. That one won't fall either. As they have to chunk up another one. Instead, a drive and a layup with 1 second left. And that, the Panthers only lead by 2. Jonesboro has to either foul extremely quickly or steal this ball and get up a shot as quickly as possible. 1 second is almost nothing to do anything with.
Bring it back. Up.
And you know, some may argue against it, Colton, but I like the play of Grant Goddard there, stepping back and letting Luke Baltz get himself a layup. Now the Hurricane are probably in a worse position than they were before, 47-45 with just 1 second flat left. You know Coach Bailey is writing down a play just to waste that 1 quick second that Jonesboro could use to foul and tie this one.
Yeah, and as we know, the clock doesn't start until a player makes contact with the ball. They're just going to have to draw up something, extremely well. These Jonesboro players are completely dialed in, as this game will truly come down to this play right here.
And Colton, could you imagine that as soon as the Panther player gets the ball, he throws it straight up?
No telling. Goddard inbounds it to Hines. Hines fouled right away. And it seems that Hines will go to the line. Everybody getting excited, but there was clearly some time left on the clock. Half a second will stay on.
And you know what, Colton, talk about huge plays and huge moments. Parker Hines can single-handedly put this game out of reach by sinking 2 with just 0.5 seconds. It's not very realistic, but there's a chance.
Yeah, and if Hines can knock both of these down, that will put the game out of reach. Up by 2 possessions. Hines with all the pressure on. Back irons the first one. And you got to think, Carson, if he misses this one, the clock starts as soon as the shot hits the rim. Sure enough, he just chunks it up, and that is game. The Panthers win in unbelievable fashion.
A
2-point victory.
A very, very impressive play there from Parker Hines, keeping it intelligent and not padding the stats. And the Panthers were able to remain in the eye of the storm just long enough to hold off this Hurricane team. And it was a stunning one here on 2nd Street. Back and forth all game. But the Panthers still won away 47-45.